Oh, now the checklist. Clean, of course. Kit, support kit. Yeah, support kit. Yeah. This one. One. Torture. Back. Danke. Documentos. What is this here? No. Documentos. Bridge fittings, pliers, fire, okay, triangle, also here, triangle, manta, and water shooters. Okay, we have everything. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot my speaker to bring. So there we are. Music non-stop. This one. Hey, ho, looky, looky, do. 저기 5명 있으면 4명밖에 안 된대. 근데 4명밖에 안 된대.
아, 네, 그럼 한 번씩 여기 물어보세요.
제가 다 시내하고.
한 번만 안 드시는 거죠?
네, 좀 맞죠.
네, 좀 제가 좀.
아니, 저기, 전화. 4명입니다. de boa. Sobe. Já era. Feito. Seu vagabundo! Aí vou chegar um pouco para frente e vir por atrás. Não, mano, eu tô no turno. Tá no turno? Pra mim tá de boa, mano. Tá de boa? Tá de boa. Tá suave, acho que só tem mais um pouco de aplicação. Uhul! Olá, amigo, tudo bem? Não. abrir o coisa já. Essa é a água sua? Ela também não pode baixar tudo ao mesmo tempo,
Vous êtes deux, ouais. Oui. Combien ça coûte pour aller à 6 personnes? Ça? Chacun? Oui. On peut aller suivre 6 personnes. Oui, on est 4. Il faut aller au château. Ah non, nous sommes dans un tour. Ah, tout ça, nous sommes dans un tour, ça c'est...
Não, não é problema.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I come to you and help you. Quer ficar aí mais um bocado?
Suave, mano. Você vai carregar já, não atrapalha ninguém aqui, ó.
Não, mas eu vou passar a deixar esse olho já. Não, mas o cara tá frente, não.
É todo mundo juntinho mesmo, né? Porque o roteiro é uma parada só, chega no monte e finaliza na serra. A produção tem de Alcântara, uma parada, né? Aí você bota no sol,
Which language you speak? English. Only English. You want that I close the window? Okay. Okay, then please put the seatbelts. Okay, I think this and day 4 they go, yes? Okay, perfect. Bye-bye, Jonas, have fun. Bye-bye.
Is this supposed to be attached to
So, ladies, sir, where are you from?
California, United States.
Which city?
Georgia?
Georgia? Okay. This is the only one I don't know. Okay. Yeah, okay. Georgia is in the north of California, right?
Oh no, it's a state. It's a state.
And it's Georgia. You are from California.
Yes.
Sir. Okay, Georgia, California.
Yes. Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, this is in the center, right?
Yes.
And
Same.
California.
California, cool. So we will pass something, and there's two things who are common in the United States, and especially in San Francisco. So the first I want to mention, you will see the electricals. We call it electricals, and it's very similar to the cable cars in San Francisco.
Okay.
For two, there was bought there, used. So this is the older version of the cable cars nowadays. And
Os outros já foram todos os últimos.
no, whoa. See, there's, yeah, exactly. She said we are the last, but I try to explain more. So, and we bought it from San Francisco, and there's right now here under the older ones. We have also very new ones, but this old ones, just one, the small ones is from San Francisco. The other thing is the bridge. We have the bridge Vincent Gabriel, who made by the same architect like the Golden Gate. It looks like them, and we see it on the top, on the mountain, on the middle of the tour. Yeah. So let's go.
Okay.
You like history? You like to hear about
history?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So. So you ever was in Portugal before?
No.
No. Okay. So Portugal is the most underrated European nation. We are one of the oldest, and Lisbon is one of the oldest cities in Europe. So it have a history about 3,000 years. It's founded by the Phoenicians. People who don't know about Phoenicians, they're even mentioned in the Bible. And there was the tribe who was often in war with the ancient Egypt. And sometimes they won, and the last time they lost. So, and Portugal itself was founded in the 12th century. And we have some struggles. We have the earthquake, tsunami, and fire in one year in the 18th century, and we have in the 16th century we have the rulership of the Spanish over us. And to get it our independence again, we pass now the place of the restauradores, which is needed to the people who established the Portuguese Empire after the rulership of the Spanish. And you see this on the left side, on my left side is the obelisk of the Restauradores. And that is remember to the people who established again Portugal and the Portuguese Empire against the Spanish. So that was right after, was before the earthquake. So after the earthquake, we get conquered by Napoleon, and then our king family flee to Brazil, and then was a few years Rio de Janeiro, the capital of the whole empire, and then the family comes back. They won against Napoleon, and Portugal have that in common with Russia because those are the two countries in Europe who not lost against Portugal. And 2 kings later, you see this place here. That is Pedro IV, the King Pedro IV. He decided to split Portugal with Brazil, and for the Brazilian he is a hero because he make Brazil independent yes, from Portugal. And he gets the King of Brazil, the Pedro I, and for us was the Pedro IV, and after him came the Pedro II for the Brazils, and then it is our Pedro V. And he decided completely to split it. So, is this too much information?
No.
I can't do also.
That's great.
Okay. So then we make a little time step to 1902. And 1902 we had a philosopher who make a practice in France, and he decided to study engineer in Germany. Then he built powered to water by gravity. And you will see it here on the right side, then the houses get, and then there's no house, right behind the bus. Oh, I hope. So, yeah, we can just take a little view, this is just a few seconds. Now here, right side, right here. Oh. And on top, there's a bridge to get to the upper city, because Lisbon is very hilly, and behind these houses on the right side, there's a whole place of Lisbon called Bairro Alto, like uptown. It's like simply the same, uptown. And it is like 4 floors, and so that helps, the elevator helps the people to go up to the other place, because behind the elevator is a little bridge, and then you can go there. And we have that kind of elevators, about 6 in Lisbon, but not like this. This is very special. The other are more like the Electricos, and it's built special and goes up. And there's even some modern ones. Yeah, just one modern. So okay. So they're still trying to help the people to go to the uptown and to go to downtown. Right? So, and I said it is powered by water because it have a water tank, and when the water tank is open, is with a lid, with a wire, with a lid, and when the tank is up, and they put water into the tank, get heavy, and then they push the people down. So the most truck drivers, they just say, oh, they study with Gustav Eiffel, but this is wrong. We have my took company. We have a historian who asks us always about our stories, then he correct us. So he was a philosophian who studied philosophy. He was Portuguese. Portuguese was a French name. Studied in Porto philosophy. Then he make just a practicum just for explore in France, but he didn't study there. He studied in Germany. And in Germany it's very common to power lifts with water in that way. Maybe you will see a title, and sometimes you can see titles in blue or just in blue. And it is most likely, if it is just in blue, then could be that it's more than 600 years old, because Portugal was the first nation who could navigate on sea. They just used build engineering, put, and then there was the first one, and then came a lot of people rich, and at that time even there was no colors for the house available. Only you could paint the house in white, but if you want to have this other color, there was only the stone called lapis lazuli. Even the Romans knew it. There's enough to get it, but the only problem to get this color on something is you have to burn it. So you have burn it, make it on titles, burn it, and then you can put it on the wall, and then you get some colors. And that culture stands for decades. Even you get other colors. They put titles with a lot of different colors too. But the older one, and if they are more artful, there's most likely the older one. And if the house is destroyed, sometimes the titles worth more than the house. So the next place where we will go by the tour, what is the navigation, is the Catedral de Sé. That is normally translated cathedral because the name of cathedral in Portuguese is very short. It's just Sé, and then we said just Lisbon Sé, and that is Cathedral of Lisbon. And cathedral is always the church where is the bishop in, so the highest person in the country. Will come. It takes a little bit time to get there. This is the next point, official point, but we pass also on the Sant Antonio. The Sant Antonio is historically not very important, but I have to mention it. But it could be you found some guy from Lisbon in your place where you live, and if you say, "Oh, I was in Lisbon," then surely he will ask, "Did you saw the Sant Antonio?" And then if you get the normal tour, you don't know what is the Sant Antonio. And the Sant Antonio is a church, a figure, and the house where he born. We talk about Sant Antonio of Padua, who get miracle things in Italy, but he was bought from oh, and now before I make to the end, look on the right side, the Arco de São Augusto. So, and behind is the Praça de Comércio, which is nearby the center of Lisbon nowadays. So that is a heavy with the earthquake, but we just said we have to say about Sant Antonio. Yeah, Sant Antonio. Yeah, and he have make miracle things on in Padua in Italy, and he get holy status. So and then right after it is the Cathedral of Celle. So, but it takes a little bit time. I want just to say it right now because then we have not enough time. So, but we can say we can. Oh, okay, we have to go. There's a place where you see the President Commercio, and with the ark in front, but it was already done. Sorry. That is related to the earthquake. We had, okay, I want to say, maybe you don't know, this is in the 18th century, 1755. We had an earthquake, then we get big fires on the same day. And then when the people flowing to the water came a tsunami. So that destroyed the half of the population. And even the palace, where he go there? I don't know. He's wrong, I think. So epic. Then even on the Plaza de Comercio was the palace of the king. So even this palace was completely destroyed, but the family of the king survived. So after it, he get in depression. So now we know that is a depression because he get completely very sad, and he goes to his palace in Sintra and never goes up, down from it, and even he died early. So he gives everything to Marquis de Pombal, who reconstructed the city. So the center of the modern Lisbon is more or less a city of Renaissance and not of the Middle Ages. So, but now we go to the oldest part of Lisbon, which is the Alfama. So now we will see the Sant Antonio. On my left side, there is a church in front of me, and the figure in the corner. And in the corner is even the house. There was he born, and the museum too. Is the Cathedral Celle, which is built 1147, so it means it's even older than the Dome of Cologne. You see, it is this one. So maybe if you was in France, you see this, even the cathedrals are smaller than in France or in Middle Europe. In Portugal we had not that, we have to have the bigger one than the other ones, because we had already at that time of beginning, we had a big empire, we had nothing we don't need to compare. So it's just for us. Because this one is on a lot of hills, we have also a lot of viewpoints, and sorry, there's a lot of roads here on the street. After the you see on my right side Pans, and then wall ends. There is one viewpoint. Then see the whole haven. There's also a nice coffee. In the evening it's always like party here. And if it is sunny, you can see more.
Oh my gosh. That's cute.
Beautiful, right? But we have even a nicer place, right next. So is this one? I think that this is a good place to judge chili.
Yeah. Maybe we're getting close to. Olá, tô em direto. Em direto. So, and the next one is Lisbon invited a lot of artists to come here to make some artists like paintings or there's different kind of like they want. And the next one you see right behind the electrical station on the left side. Just take it. Oh, I hope that the bus don't stop there. Yeah, on the left side you see there's a woman on the on the on the left side. Yes, you see. I think that is related on the fado music. The fado music is very important in Portugal. That is like a sung philosophy. Oh, philosophy? Sorry. And there and we have a different kind of explanations for. But my favorite is that you can even feel people who write it 200 years ago. You can understand what he means. Very exactly. This is a World Heritage thing. You can say like the church of the Luck on the left side. That was in 50 years ago was possible. And I show you the place, the houses, which will transform to expensive hotel. Because they have even a nice floor with very heavy stones formed to a picture. It would be great to go. Very so the convention is right here on the left side. In a few minutes you will see on the right side another important arch, and that is related to our revolution in the 20th century, 1974. Now we go to the corner and you will see on the right side of the wall of the house a woman with a gun in the hand and a flower on the gun. So now here you see on my right side, you see? There.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's also very nice to mention the revolution, because we have a long time of dictatorship since 1920 to 74, and so the army decided to stop the dictatorship, and they put music on the radio to coordinate the army. They came to Lisbon. Some people knew it. One of the people who knew it was a woman who opened her second restaurant, and he bought a lot of flowers. The soldiers passing on, and they give all the passing soldiers a flower, and they put it on the gun as a sign not to shoot the people. So, and now we will go to the highest point of Lisbon, which is the Nossa Senhora de Monte, and there we can go off. I hope. So, but you can always go off, but maybe I have to stay in the car.
Okay.
So, yeah, right side you see a little church, which is just a moment. Open for you. When the king survived, he came to Lisbon and he conquers against the Muslims, and this was a mosque, and it was not that destroyed, and that's why there was the first seat of the bishop inside. And there's a seat of stone, coral stone, and there's a saying that people say that a pregnant woman sitting there get a good. Our first here, the first get pregnant, sitting there, get a good pregnancy. At least one time works.
Can I leave this here?
Yeah, you can leave it here. I'm staying here.
Thank
So
you.
what I can say is, if you go here around, you see the whole city.
Oh, cool, okay.
I think I can go with you because there's all the same colleagues. I come with you. Let's take my smartphone and I'll show you.
Aí eu peguei.
I have to stay here in case of so it is here. If you want to go to the toilet, you must step all the way down. Behind this chapel, we have like a red graffiti, AWC. Then is the toilet. Behind it, if you go all the way down, all the way to the I'll be here ready.
Pra gente falar já, depois. Irmão. Pra gente já é um pouco.
10 minutos.
Pois já vou. Se eu falar daqui a meia hora, continuar só mesmo. Só um minuto.
Valeu, irmão. Bom dia, meu filho. Obrigado.
Aí eu saio. Tá brincando rápido.
Então, vou dizer, eu sou o quê? Eu sou o quê? Eu sou o quê? Eu sou o quê? Rafa. E disseste que eu não percebo nada disto.
Senhora do mundo, deve ter dito.
Okay, get to the side, because that side's if I think if I get to the side, I'll do Quem está aqui atrás, eu fico, se calhar. Se quer. Don't worry, ladies, I'll come and chat. Oh, okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Getting kind of personal. Where's everybody else? Thank you.
So, and a lot of people don't know, even Europeans don't know, that Portugal was also one of the founder members of the NATO.
Oh, really?
So before even Germany was. So, and at that time was Portugal another thing than today, because it was still a colonial empire with Mozambique, Angola, Guinea-Bissau, some cities even in India, Timor and Macau, which is in Asia, China. This was all Portuguese. So, and now the next part we will see the second oldest cathedral, which is the São Vicente. São Vicente is the initial holy figure of Lisbon. So Lisbon have two, but even the Portuguese don't know they have two. They just know the Santo Antonio, nothing more. So the São Vicente are related to the French who came to Portugal. Not only to French, but mostly related to the Templars. So the Templars was the knights who protected the ways to the holy sites of Europe, and they had in the Middle Ages only they had the power to lend money to other peoples, and the King of France lent a lot of money of them, and on the end they asked the Pope to make them wizards. And then the Inquisition goes against the Templars. And the Templars flee to England and to Portugal. To Portugal, because even our king was at that time a Templar. And but it's also very important for Portugal to get some people in there. So we always open the arms for refugees, because we had not enough manpower to hold our empire. So, and even in the beginning we opened the arms also to have more people against the Spanish. Because in the beginning the Castilian was one of the most populated country in Europe. So that is one rule you can say always. The country which is most populated always begins a war. So first was Castilian, after then to the Napoleon Wars was France was always important. The last one was Germany, and he had also the most population at that time. So they destroy himself the population with the wars. So the Templars flow to, that was I think 1400 something. But before we had the first Inquisition with the started with the Spanish, with the Castilians, and they had Inquisition against the Jews. And the Jews flow also to Portugal. And nowadays you can say that 20% of the Portuguese have Jewish heritage, but you can, for the moral standard of today, that was not similar, because they have to change the religion to Catholic when they came here, have to change the names. So nowadays even that is evil. So, but for Middle Ages was good. At least you have your life. So. And that is also the thing, the people, the father. And I have two of them are even plants. Jacinto is a flower, and Esteves is a little tree. And my last name is really old Celtic, because we have a Celtic origin, which is Soares. And it took so long time to get what is the meaning of Soares. And 3 years ago I get it. So flower, little tree, And the next one is before. So, very special. And we have still a Jewish community. That was the people who go to the church like anyone, to the Catholic Church, but in the house they just prevent his religion. And that are the Jews nowadays in Portugal, who have this long tradition. So, and we will see on my right side, because I go to the corner, around the corner, but you see already the church San Vicente. And because it's a little bit newer than the first one, you will see that it's a little bit more artful, with features on the wall. You see, here we are. On my right side, here is one, San Vicente. Maybe I can get a better view when I go around this loop. You see? So now we pass a little bridge, which me remembers always to Tunisia. I have also like that, but they have water, so we have a street. So in front. But after it, we come to the National Pantheon. The National Pantheon was also planned as church, but took 400 years to build. And for me, it's one of the beauties of Lisbon. And you will see it now on my left side, but we come near to it. So it is, I said it was planned as church. On the end it is a mausoleum. It means the Portuguese who get nearest to our heart are buried there. And because the Fado is very important for the Portuguese, the most known fadista, that is the name how they call it, Amália Rodrigues, is buried there. And she died 1999. And she get only, the state became 2 years later the permission to put it in the Pantheon. And that was an event they even could see it direct on TV when he get buried there.
Wow.
So, okay, you understand already that the Fado is important. People related with the Fado is important. Of course, some of our discoverer of the world is also there, but maybe you have always mentioned that the Portuguese like also football, soccer. So, and there's a football player called Eusébio, is also buried there. And that time, Eusébio, he's born in Mozambique, and that time was part of Portugal. So, and he's buried there. So, and it takes 400 years to build it. Or took 400 years to build. It was finished 1934 with the last stone on the top. And the thing is that the Portuguese, they have even a sentence for if something takes so long time to build. They say, oh, that takes so long, then the Pantheon. And when I get some Portuguese here, who come not from Lisbon, and then I said, yeah, that is the Pantheon you're talking about, when it takes some long time. So do you have an appointment on the end? On the end of the driving?
We're not entirely sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm sure we can stop because we've seen a lot of people stop.
Yeah, okay. So, and there's another example of modern art on the wall. That is the kind of naive art. It means there's a very simple made, but still meaningful. On my left side, on the wall, you see titles painted, very big. And the artists want to mention the Lisbon and the relation to France. But I always asked if there is a French guy, but it was not a French guy. I don't know why he put Paris there on the middle of it. This is funny. The Portuguese driver like that. They drive in front of you and they say, "Oh, thank you, that was very nice." Sorry. Just was directly on my side of the road. Yeah, the streets feel like it is a sea, you know. In front of us is Poseidon, also modern art. It will be on my right side. See that wall? So I have to also to say something, because we have a very complicated history and we have to use a lot of tricks to hold the empire. But the Portuguese itself, they like to be that simple as possible, and it was always because just remember, if you think of it, if there came some sailors on January on a river and they called the place January on the river, Rio de Janeiro. So, and you was on this hill, the highest point of Lisbon, and they called it Woman of Our Mountain. So this was a mountain, and there was a woman, and it's called Woman of the Mountain. So I like to steal about 5 minutes of you, because I want to make a little extra tour without paying extra, and to show you, because I think you have to see it, because the most important is the Fado, and there's the Fado Museum, and next behind is the Alfama. And the Alfama is very narrow streets. That is the beginning of Lisbon, the center of Lisbon, and there are some titles on the wall with these persons and the date when they died. And because the Portuguese like to be very simple, and even if there's some people who make it very good to be simple, be nice, be funny, or something like that, in the neighborhood, the people like to remember them and put it on the wall, even they are simple or not very famous, and put it there. Simplicity, not only that they honor the people, honor the other people who are simple or nice or funny, even the city can value them, because there was a guy came from the land side of Portugal, came to Lisbon, bought a car which is a F28 Oldsmobile, and he drives them actually till he died. So the car get a vintage car by the work, and he restored by himself always, maintained it always by himself, and then of course he get famous, and so they give the name of a street of him. So, and we have a lot of important people in Portugal, because there's nearby 900 years of history of discoveries. So we had a lot of heroes in our histories who found something else. So I just want to mention it. So we can say that 70% of the shape of the seas was founded by Portuguese. So even you always heard about the Northwest Passage, which is over Canada. Nobody talked about the northeast. It's over Russia, which is longer. That make even the Portuguese so, and it's cold there. not very common to come some people like from that warm places. So just to imagine it, we was 1555. We was in Siam, which is nowadays Thailand. We was 50 years later, we was in Japan. We even found Japan, and that's a funny story about because that there was a captain already in China, and they decided to go too late to Europe. So because the winter time there's very stormy, and for ships with sails, it was not common to drive on the winter time. So, but he decided to go later, and he goes and he comes to a storm and stopped in Japan. And he was there, and then he asked the Lord there for that side if he can stay to the summer. And he stayed to the summer, and that time the Lord saw the people of his ship shooting with guns 19 ducks in a day. And in that time you just have to put it in your mind that Japan was still before the Middle Ages. Even for the Romans, they have still at that time bows and arrows. So that was for their a surprising thing. So they're asking to give them one of the guns for a present. And a year later came he back, the captain, and this Japanese lord made not only one, a mountain of the same guns. Oh, wow. And begin to fight against the order, and they get a period of freedom after not freedom, of peace. Sorry, I mentioned it. Of peace since then. And every year they make a fest, what it means, a day of Portuguese in Japan, in Nagasaki, because there was they landed in Nagasaki, nowadays Nagasaki. the people from Thailand was also very thankful for the Portuguese, because Portuguese was not the imperial nation who wants to expand anymore because of manpower. And at that time, the Portuguese helped the people of Thailand to say the other imperial nations that they had already a part of Siam. So France take Laos, and Burma was taken from another nation. Malaysia was taken from the British, I think so. So there was completely split. On the center was only Thailand, which is in their language land of the free, and they was prevented because the Portuguese helped to get false information to the other colonies. The Chinese, they gave Macau as a present because Portugal helps them with weapons against the other colonizers, because we was the only one, because they want to have this economic rules over them, and the Chinese don't want. And we helped them that possible, but we was just small, and even for that they gave us Macau for a trade harbor. So by the rest, not always was nice from us Portuguese. I have to mention also, we was the biggest slave trader of Europe, and there was even a time we sold more slaves than all nations together. So, and we ended only because Queen Victoria asked for it to end it. But even that, it was before than the Brazilian ones, because they end the slavery much after. And okay, I have to mention also the US, also much after, much later. But maybe that is a good time to mention, because you are Americans, there was also a time that the Arabic nations had slaved Europeans. And that takes the end when America, the US, the United States, came with the biggest ships. At that time was also sailing ships, and came to the Mediterranean Sea, and they fight against the North Africans, Arabics, to stop that, and it was successful. So, but at that time, America himself was still had slaveries, so it's interesting. So on the right side is a train station. Our train station, it means at least the technical side, are built for the English. So our colony time ends with the Second Republic. The Second Republic is that what we are now, so after the dictatorship. And in the dictatorship, in the end of the dictatorship, the first government, the poor people here in Portugal was always still very poor. In the dictatorship was not that freedom enough to get part of the industrial revolution. It means we don't make machines, we don't make even lines for the trains and everything. So we asked our English friends to send us engineers to show us how to build, and then they built with us, with Portuguese workers, the train lines and even the streets. But the streets on the beginning was made of cobblestone and with granite of granite. So even sometimes you see it here, but was all over the country. So there's a stupid sentence of the Portuguese, like a joke. They're saying there was Portuguese workers and there was a lot of mountains. So the Portuguese asked the engineer, what we do next? And the engineer say, yes, yes. And they understand, okay, he wants another S. So just, and there's a lot of Kobis. Go to the Alfama, this place. I mean, the half of the tour was Alfama, but this is the oldest part of it. So Alfama came from the Arabic and means about something about 100 waters or a lot of water, and we have here a lot of springs, that's right, and this part you can have everywhere from some springs or some fresh water. So left side is the Museo of Fado Museum, and the right side is the center of Alfama. You see just this small spot and the narrow streets who go from it around it, but that is about 3 kilometers, like narrow streets, even a tuk cannot pass, and you can go there around. So they have some titles. There's a lot of restaurants. Every second door is a restaurant. Every second restaurant is a restaurant with live music, mostly Fado. And there's a lot of titles on the wall of people who I already mentioned, who died and people like to remember it. And yeah, that is one of the simple thing here about the souls of the Portuguese. So, and the next one, okay, you already mentioned that the Phoenician founded the city, or maybe this was longer, but at least the Phoenician was 2,000 years ago here. And of course, there was also sailors, and they appreciate that we have a harbor here directly. But another thing is we have here also hot water springs. And the oldest hot water springs, I mean the building who's around it is the oldest one. We come next to it right now. So it will be on my right side. So, and there's this building, and if you see it up, is also very nice. This house on top. And the hot water spring is down, but I think you will mention, oh, where's the hot water? Okay, since 20 years it don't work anymore.
Aww.
So and that is because it is a natural thing. They want to make it again, but it's difficult to make because it was very deep. So the Lisbon people, they have already a joke for it. They say, oh, that will take that long, then the Pentium was built. So I mentioned also already that the Portuguese like simple names, and I want that to help me. What would the Portuguese say about a house who have peaks on the wall? It's very simple, house of peaks. Casa dos picos. So So I have to a little bit to preparate so that you can find it. You see this house rows here on the right side, and there's one after another, one after another. But I have to keep this sort of because of the regulations. And when we go around the corner, just let the eye on this row of houses, then there will appear a house with peaks on the wall. Right now, just look on the right side of this house rows, and then when we go around the corner, you have this right view to see the house with the peaks. So just a moment, I have read. Okay, in that time I can tell what is about this house. At first, it is a museum of Saramago. Saramago is artist who get the Nobel Prize of Literature, and but that is not enough to say to you because there's a lot of houses like that. Most important is the cellar of it. There you can see the foundings of the Phoenicians. So there's the proof. But it was all the parking place was like that. They changed it to big space for cars. So yeah, okay. But at least there is you can see it. So okay. Look at the walls. You see it right now. You're able to see the House of Pigs. You see it? No? We see it again. We will see it again. Now you see the House of Pigs, even the room of pigs. No? Sorry. No? Okay. I'm sorry. But there's there. I can see it. There's even written Saramago. Okay. You see the yellow one here?
Yeah. Yes.
Then came one with titles, right side. Then a red one, and then the house with peaks. Okay, sorry. Even we took a little bit time on Alfama. We are not the last one. Very good. We are on time. So you want to grab a wine? A Portuguese wine?
Oh, we've had a lot of Portuguese.
Okay.
Delicious.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah, I lived 50 years in Germany. So I'm a little bit related to beer. But when I came here, I tasted the wine, the red wine, especially. I like most the DAO, the D-I-A and O. And I like it very much. You can drink it to eat and be happy, and it tastes very good, and it's not expensive. Related to other wines in Europe, is not expensive.
Great.
Yeah, we passed again the San Antonio, and the stop will be on the Catedral de San. That is like Copenhagen. the end.
Até agora tudo bem. Tudo bem, filho. Estou contente. What? He said, please.
Yeah, this was the chef of the who make the triangle here. And he said you have to stop on the stand. No problem. Already mentioned it. Ah, no problem. I know why he said that. Because there's a police. Because there is no problem. You have tricks. You have tricks. Oh no, we can leave you here. Perfect. Okay. So there we are. So. Say to you, you are the honor to have you, and I know that it will be very difficult for you to make this like this. So I hope you get it better after this. So it will be okay. It will be okay.
Ô, minha senhora, chegou uma ordem e é obedecer. Não quero que ninguém tenha nada de segunda-feira. Tem cuidado. Embora. Quem é a frente, não conhece ninguém segunda-feira. Embora. Já me embora. Vou. Não pode chamar ninguém. Chega à frente. Vem mais ao bilhete.
Olha, aquele que entrega, eu mandei uma mensagem.
Seu primeiro salário que eu me peguei, a gente estava no meu plano.
lecker volt. Ja.
C'est 80 par heure par personne.
car. Now I know that it's a motorcycle, despite it's not a motorcycle, it's still a car, but they believe it, it makes it good for them, that it's still alright. Well, a light's never different. Even if I think this is a car, this is still a even if I think you're not real, you are real. You exist.
Okay, when you said something about right,
Yeah, just because like this, I would be
yes.
now I'm
So for me, it's even though that perfect because it's calm, but it's not fun. By the album, we also be able to say, look at the modified. So for me, it's like, well, guys, motorbikes. So, if you want to say that every car you can make that happen. If you don't want to, you want to leave an alcohol car, then from my perspective, just leave it. So you're not delusional. So it's just you. I don't mind. I like more. I like cannot order. Other people will get away. Yeah, well, it's possible because I get just angry when the lies get problem with other people. Even if I can get more other people look at me, I'm sad. But with other people I'm very angry. With lies, sometimes it's crazy. I want to mention the lies.
Yeah, well, I want to mention the lies of the Inquisition. For example, that's a misuse of the scriptures, of the Bible, of the religion. It just suit their.
Very fun.
I just did it. It's amazing.
Esse é um canal
Tem?
que faz em direito.
Está em direto?
Está em direito. Se queres ver que eu estou agora a filmar, está aqui no canto.
Está ali, já. O canal do YouTube de quê?
Normalmente era minha ideia andar com a moto à volta do mundo, queria bater um recorde. Então vinha Covid e cheguei aqui e Portugal e fiquei aqui. Eu gosto de, se tens uma câmara, mostro o meu canal. E disse sutiã, Hans, quer dizer, estou aqui.
Subscrever.
Obrigado. Quem precisa meio minuto até chegar.
Ah, ok. Já estás com o telemóvel. Está quase. Já está. Ali. Ok. É bom, é fixe, é fixe. Sério.
É,
Boa.
que isso eu tive.
Boa. Nurjan from Azerbaijan. Bom, eu tenho que ir à casa de banho. Eu venho já e a gente já continua a conversa.
Podemos? Mas é meio. Quando vais por cima? Qual casa?
Não, vou à casa de banho ali abaixo.
Ah, tá bem, então já.
Daquela.
Eu só estou cá mais meia hora. Então
Tá bem.
tem uma marcação. Tá bem, obrigado.
Até já, João.
Até já.
Um prazer.
That is so.
Carregar aqui sobrando, vai nós dois e
Eu já tive uma, mas tem mais uma. Coisa é bem rápido. Agora mais 2 horas.
mas pelo menos vai ficando, né? Sempre tem brincadeira.
Os peixes são mesmo para. Pelo menos era estás agora no meu canal.
Vou lá.
Não sei, tu já me disseste isso.
É caixa de.
Aqui embaixo, em vez daquela placa vermelha, que está escondida por trás da coisa. Aí por cima.
Aí você sobe, tem uma escada, subiu 2 anos de escada à direita. Lá em cima.
Lá em cima?
Isso.
Obrigado.
Deixa eu pôr o nome. Eu joguei a tela e a câmera profissional.
Tá bem, então, olha, vai e mostra.
bem. Netinho. François.
Bonjour les familles, ça va bien?
Ça va?
Je suis Nito.
Acho que vai cheirar outra vez. Acho que não. Vai dar uma ventaninha, mas acho que não vai mais não.
Eu vou puxar abrir a frente.
Só a passar do hora.
Quatro?
Já.
Locatório aqui nessa estação.
Locatório?
Sim, locatório.
O que é um cartório? O que é um cartório?
Cartório de notas, eu não sei.
Porque
Você olhou na internet?
aqui no consulado me falaram que é aqui.
Um cartório quer dizer um ATM?
Sim,
Uma máquina onde pode
Não,
puxar?
não. É,
Cartório de registro.
existe.
Ah. Eu não vi, sabe?
Vocês falam que nome?
Aqui é locatório.
Locatório. Isso.
Locatório?
Posso fazer para a obra, depois fazer aquilo para fazer
Cartório nacional mais feio. A mais feia. Tem uma ali na rua do sapateiro. Mas outra aqui do lado.
Ele falou que você ia passar por empresa, só um minutinho.
Conhece a rua do sapateiro? Não, tu bater, se for direto, você cai nela. Não tem algo de bater. Você vai descer, aí você vai deixar. Chega na frente da seguinte lá, da direita, vai chegar até no final. No final vai ter a rua do trem, a rua da Conceição. Na outra Conceição, você vai pegar a esquerda, né? A rua do trem. Pegou a rua da esquerda, o trem lá embaixo, que é aqui, ó, você vai passar 1, 2, o terceiro quarteirão à sua esquerda. E a rua dos sapateiros, número 39. Tá? Rua dos sapateiros 39, tem erro. Rua do elétrico, olha que deixa a esquerda. Tá bom? Notórios, notas. Notórios, notórios. Notórios, você vai fazer contrato de arrendamento.
Ok, agora eu sei. O alugado, mais ou menos um alugado.
Isso, tipo isso. Right.
Oh, not right now, thanks. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Hello, nomads. Hola.
Isso é ótimo.
Gimana?